Only Jesus heard me, and ain't I a woman? Then they talk about this thing in the head. What's this they call it? What? Oh, that's it, honey. What's that got to do with women's rights or Negroes' rights? If my cup won't hold but a pint, and yours holds a quart, wouldn't you be mean not to let me have my little half measure full? And that little man in black there, he says women can't have as much rights as men because Christ wasn't a woman. Where did your Christ come from? Where did your Christ come from? From God and a woman. Man had nothing to do with him. If the first woman God made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side again. And now that it's asking to do it, the men better let them. Obliged to you for hearing me. And now old Sojourner ain't got nothing more to say.
Where there is so much racket, there must be something off kilter. So, we want to ask 3 people, or just 3 comments, reactions that you might have had with Sojourner Truth's her intro to the speech, and what you think our interpretation of her speech is, if something jumps out. No wrong answer. Any thoughts? Yeah.
I like how you guys organized at the end. I like how you try to get the space dance together, but that space was always contentious, and yet you wanted to do your own interpretation of the discussion, and you wanted to kind of have that against her interpretation, and that jumped out at me.
Thank you.
I think as you were playing the role of woman, the role of the woman is to show her beauty and her task to lure the man, and the man is like he's pushing the woman ahead, like forming her into a cage, like or something like that.
The 2 comments was one about people having, there were 2 characters who had a contentious relationship, and it was about having space to interpret the music. The second one about, they mentioned that it seemed like a masculine energy containing a feminine energy. Mm-hmm.
I saw it a little differently. I saw it more as sort of the white woman saying this is what our feminism is about, and the woman of color saying that may be what it's about for you, but it doesn't work for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so, since you're not including us, get over here.
Okay.
Like, we're going to work together to exclude that so that we can get what we need.
Great. So the last comment was about potentially a white, one character being a white woman and the other character being a woman of color, and an interpretation of it being that white feminism, or the version of white liberation, it's kind of funny, white female liberation, is not inclusive. Any other
I would
thoughts?
add to that. I think you guys brought race, but also class.
Yeah,
forefront.
Okay.
This represented.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just wanted to just guide it a little. Oh, yes, please.
Well, and also was very interested to see that go along, let go along, until the situation is so hard that you really force a confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And although it's the same kind of genre, it really become a clash within each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So did anyone notice maybe the relationship between the dancers and the drummer? What do you think the drum, or just the sound of the drum, forget that Neel was playing the drum, what were they doing with the drum? Yeah.
Setting the tempo of the dance.
Yeah, definitely. So did anyone notice the types of beats that Neel was trying to do work with?
It's evocative African beats more than American beats.
Okay, so Neel, you want to talk about the beats that you were playing?
Oh, sure. Somewhat Afro-Cuban.
Yeah, African, a little bit African. I'm Neel, by the way. I'm usually based out in Los Angeles, but I'm here for the summer. And yeah, thanks so much for bringing me in. Yeah, so these are sorry, I don't have them over here, but these are North Indian tabla drums, so it's T-A-B-L-A. And I've studied a lot of different traditions from around the world. So we're working with somebody here who has a background in West African dance. So I wanted to give more of that African time cycle, which is a 12/8 time cycle, so that we could really adapt Indian percussion to African rhythms.
So there were definitely 2 forms of music that you heard. And depending on people's knowledge of percussion in general, musicology, this is where layers of meaning can happen and how dance and performance can be abstracted. So I don't want to explain what we were doing because I think everybody's interpretation is really valid, but I think what I would like for you to take away from this is that there is multiple interpretations of what was being seen. And this is a working piece, but one of the other things I would leave you with is I play very clear, I work really hard to do casting and the body display, so it is not arbitrary. So if you didn't see a white woman on the stage, that character was not a white person. So think about what the complexity of that means. Thank you. So now we're going to do one more thing as a community. If you could cue me on exactly what in the wording for the jars.
Yeah.